Okay, let's see. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of the item that I put in. Looking at the error, it says use of undefined constant connection on line 26. If I go to line 26, which is here, looking above it, I've got this connection. The error is straightforward, highlighted as you can see above it. It's actually a variable, and I haven't said it's a variable. So if I put the variable symbol in, that should be just about all of the errors, hopefully. As information went into the database, I'm hoping that it's all going to work. So let's have another go with the database. Trying to get some more data in. So I did Joe blogs, let's do Fred blogs. And submit that. There we go, success message, the data was added to the database. Right, now I want to test the data not being added to the database. So let's change for Will, so that we've got some different data in the database, and let's not do a year of birth. Now, this should add Will blogs to the database because we didn't care whether they had a date of birth or not. So if I submit, data was added to the database. So if we take a look at the browse, we should be able to see that we've got Joe, Fred and Will with no data. Remember, we set it to null, which is just giving us a default value of 0 there. So that seems to be working so far. Now let's see what happens when we miss out. Let's put this back into 1980, and I'm going to miss out a surname. So I've just got Will, no surname. Hopefully my program should reject this, so the database will not be populated. So if I submit, okay, now I've got another error message. Either the first name field or last name field was not completed. Success 0. We haven't got the message. So that needs fixing. Let's just go back and check. Let's put Smith in there. Take Will out, do the same sort of thing. I'm expecting the same error message. Yep, absolutely. So line 46. Let's go find out what was happening on line 46. Response, either the first name or last name field was not completed. That seems fine. It seems to be working on both. Let's check out what the error was again. Undefined index. Okay. Right, so if I take that out, Control C, put it on the outside. The index was message, not the actual message. So I think that will solve that problem. Let's go back and check that. So submit, success 0, meaning it's failed. Message, either the first name or last name field was not completed. That's what we wanted. If we browse, we shouldn't have, and we don't have any more records added, so that looks fine. So let's do the next one. Let's put the Will back in and take the Smith out. Submit that. There we go. Success 0, meaning fail. We shouldn't have Will in here without a surname, which we don't. And one last thing to check is what happens if we don't have both. So there you go, we've got just a year of birth, submit. Again, failed with this message, and the database doesn't contain any error. One last check is what happens if I don't complete any fields whatsoever. Okay, so that seems to be working fine. So now I can add to my database, as you can see. So we've got 3 records added to the database. Well, I'll probably delete those later. What I need to do now is to work on the location table. So we'll start that one in the next video.